Hello my YouTube friends. I'm Connie with Wreaths by Connie M. And this is my version of, or my contribution to our fall gathering with all these awesome designers. From 4 to 10, today we had Barb from Barbs Country Kreations, Amy from 3 Princess Designs, Nicole with Junkn&more, Amanda with Stella Rose Kreations, Carolyn with Nonnas Nutty Krafts, and Melissa with Buckeye Girls Wreaths and Things. So I went back and forth. What am I going to make for this? I just could not think of it, and so all I heard was my angels, my angels. So of course I'm making a fall angel. Now I usually use my Mevo. I'm recording with my phone today. Sorry for the shaking. So it bothers me that I cannot see what you're looking at because I don't have a screen to watch. So I'm going to put the camera down because I only have an hour, and I'm going to get started. Hopefully you can see okay, because like I said, I can't watch what you're looking at. So let's put the camera down. And every once in a while I'll peek up and see. So what I'm using is my modified angel board. These are available on my Etsy shop, Wreaths by Connie M. If you are interested, you may purchase them. I also have kits that involve this whole board, the zip ties, and you get a head to make the stuff to make a head that looks like this. But I'm not using that one today. So what I'm doing is I'm using this ribbon mesh for the dress. I'm doubling it. I probably don't have to, but that's me, my OCD coming out, which I didn't know I had until I started wreathing. So, you know, we find out all kinds of things as we go along, right? So yes, this is a pretty great day. You have some awesome designers you get to watch. Everyone is doing something different. And of course our theme is fall. So I'm not used to this because I usually do a live with an audience. So today though, I'm just recording the video. However, if you are watching, I will be in the comments answering any questions you may have. And it should be good, right? So don't hesitate to ask any questions you might have. I will hopefully see them, and if I miss them, please ask again, because nothing bothers me more, even on my normal lives on Facebook, when I miss comments. And everyone knows that knows me. So please ask again if I miss your comment. So I'm just going along, adding the ribbon mesh to the zip ties. This is called a zip tie gun. People always ask if you've never seen one. They're available on Amazon, and I do have an Amazon link under my affiliate posts on my Facebook page if you would like to check them out. They pull and they cut the zip ties. If you do a lot of Unique in the Creek, that's me. I do mostly Unique in the Creek. These really save on your hands, and they're a great tool to have. So I cut the ribbon 14 inches. That's a very common question that people ask. You could use these boards for anything. I am going going to make a witch on one coming up. I've made little girls. You could do a candy corn, anything you can make with a triangle shape. The reason I thought about these boards is because shipping is so high now. The regular size Unique in the Creek boards are a lot bigger than this, and they take a bigger box to ship in. I mean, I'm talking about the triangle boards now, not the round ones. And so these angels come out to be a really nice size. They average about 16 inches after they're completed, 16 to 18 inches. And it's a lot easier to ship them. They make awesome gifts. I have never heard of anyone that received one that wasn't really pleased with their gift. So again, these boards, they usually go kind of fast. So I would, and let me tell you about the boards. They are not pretty. They are not perfect. As you can see, this has a kind of a pointed top. Some of them are narrower than others, and that's okay, because their only purpose is to hold your mesh and thing, or ribbon, or whatever you're using, and you are not going to see the board underneath your project. So even though the boards are not perfect, we are not a company, we're not a manufacturer. My husband cuts them for me with a jigsaw. We add extra holes in case he happens to cut through a hole like he did right here and right here. And they're not pretty. I mean, they're not perfect. We don't have all the special equipment to cut the boards. So, but and I picked this board specifically because when I do my projects, I pick the ones that are, I feel like, the ugliest. Just to show you, it doesn't matter what the boards look like. So, and if you do order any of these, please, if you have an issue of any kind, please contact me. Don't hesitate, and I'd be happy to help you. So, yeah. So yeah, this is an awesome day. You have all these awesome designers. Barb and with Barb's Country Creations, and Amy with 3 Princess Designs, Nicole with Junkin and More, Amanda with Stella Rose Creations. Of course, you have me, that I was next, and then Carolyn with Nonnas Nutty Krafts, and Melissa with Buckeye Girls Wreaths and Things. Please go over and subscribe to their YouTube channel and support these awesome ladies, because it would really be helpful to do that. So I've never timed myself with this, but normally I get one done in 45 minutes when I'm gabbing on my live. So you might have to fluff and move things around a little, but for the most part, they usually come out really pretty, and like I said, everyone who gets them are happy with them. They would make awesome Christmas presents, or birthday, or any kind of presents. Everyone I have made has been different, unless someone has ordered one and requested something different. They're all different. And by the way, if anyone would like this one that I'm making today, It's $37.99 plus shipping. You can message me at Wreaths by Connie M, and I'll be happy to, if you send me your email address and your zip code, I'd be happy to send you an invoice, and you can have it. So yeah, it's really quite a lineup today of awesome people designing. So, and if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would appreciate it if you would do so. I'm not sure if you can watch the videos without just subscribing. I'm not sure how that works. But, so there you go. We're done with the dress part. As you can see, it goes very fast. So when you get the boards, these holes will be added for you. This is where you attach the head, and you would have to share the hole with the hanging hole. And you can add holes to these. You can, so you know, you don't have to use them all. You can share holes. There's all kinds of different things that you can do with them. So now we're going to do the wings. Now what I do for the wings, I cut 6 pieces, and I cut them 9 inches. You can cut them 10 inches. You can cut them any way you want. I don't know what these little pieces of sparkle are, but I do 9 inches. So just pull the 2 corners, opposite corners, scrunch in the middle, and turn. Try to get the 2 points even. Get a clothespin, or let me see. I think I have one over here. Yes. And of course, put the fold side down when you add it to the angel. I call it have the pretty side up. Again, pull the corners to corner, fold it in half. Now I slip this one inside this one, and I do 3 wings per side. Three pieces, I should say. Pull corners, scrunch up the middle, fold, make the corners even. I'm hoping you can see this, because I can't see what you're looking at, guys. I can't. Alright, so now, like I said, turn the pretty side up, and on your board you'll have holes that are going up and down. That's where you put the wings sections. Now, I always add some glue under the wing section, because you have 3 pieces that are together, and I don't want them to slip out. All right, so we're going to do the other side. The same way. Can you believe Halloween is just around the corner? I just can't believe how fast time flies. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be much of a Halloween this year. I'm not letting my granddaughter go trick-or-treating. A lot of changes this year, unfortunately. And this is just Hobby Lobby mesh that I'm using for the wings. So, is it hot? I'm sure it's pretty hot where everyone else is. Sure is hot here. Very hot. I think the heat index is like 100 or more. I'm kind of ready for fall. I'm ready for winter. I know people up north probably aren't, but I am definitely ready for winter. Alright, so now it depends on what board you get. You may not be able to butt them up together. You might have to put one in front of the other. It's perfectly okay. This board I just happen to be able to put them up to each other, but most of them you can't. But each board we cut, we get better at. It's just that we are not, like I said, we're not, I have one of those wings wanting to pop away. We are not professionals. So, they are not perfect. Alright, so for the head, I just have the half of a 4-inch styrofoam ball. I add doilies over the top of them. I glued on these I call them they call them vase filler balls, I guess. I've heard them called so many different things. Normally I make a head that looks like this. This is my norm, but today I just wanted to be a little bit different. On the back, as you can see, I add the doily with the floral pins, and I add a zip tie with a floral pin to the back. Always glue on the floral pin and it will not come out. Unless you really want it to, you'll be having to really pry it out. So I take these 2 chenille stems and I put them in these 2 holes. Like I said, you will be sharing with the hanging hole, unless you want to. You could always, like on this specific board, you could put your hanging hole in these 2 holes if you want to, but it really does not matter. So I'm going to put it in there. And you may have to do a little bit of adjusting here and there. Make sure it's straight. Now I always put the head above all this stuff. Some people might want to put it on top, but I don't like the big gap that it makes when you put them on top of the wing sections. So I always put them above it. Alright, so I'm just going to tighten this under here. Try to make sure it stays straight. Alright, you don't need that long of a zip tie or a chenille stem back there. And I always use zip ties for my hanging. You can use wire, you can use metal, or I'm sorry, pipe cleaners or chenille stems. But if you're going to put this on, make sure you put the hanging wire or whatever you're using to hang it on before you add the head. I have done that before, and once the head is on, it's not easy to add a hanging cord of any kind. So I like to tighten this a little, put down the sharp edges. Alright, and now I add a little bit of glue onto that. You don't want to melt your hanging. And try not to stick your finger in it like I just did. It's not it doesn't feel too good. All right, so now because this is still a little wobbly, I go through and add some glue onto the board right underneath the head on both sides. And I just stuck the glue gun onto my finger. It hurts a little. Ugh, I'm a mess. You know, I wish I had a nickel for every time I burnt myself. I would be rich. Alright, so just hold that down till it dries a little. Another reason I like these little angel boards is because you can use, you know, many of us have pieces of mesh on a roll that you don't know what to do with. This is great for using up all your pieces of mesh. And that's why I first started selling the kits only with, you know, you get the head and this attached, and you get the bling and the floral pins to attach the bling, plus you get the board with the zip ties on it, because we weren't allowed to sell just the boards at that time. But then Unique in the Creek started letting us sell just the board, and I've had tons of people ask for just the boards, so that's why we decided to do them. I think that's pretty good. It's still a little wet under there, gooey. So yeah, I know I say a lot. Don't ask me why. I just do. I just do. I guess when you run out of things to say, which is unusual for me. But like I said, normally I'm carrying on a conversation with everyone watching. So it's hard when you have to talk to yourself and think of things to say. All right. So I'm going to add still a little bit more glue under there. And I'm going to press. This head is not going to go anywhere. Most times people just, once they hang it up, they're not messing with it. But this is just me doing a little extra stuff. That should be good. Should be good. Now, if you're going to use these beads, be careful. Make sure you put a lot of glue under them. They're not coming off, as you can see. But I'm sure if you rub against them really hard, they'll pop off without a doubt, I'm sure. But they still look kind of pretty for a change. I just wanted to make something a little different. Something fallish. Alright, we have an ant. I love these. I work out of my shed, which is a very small shed. Very overloaded small shed. And it gets frustrating sometimes because I just have no room in here. But I guess it could be worse. This could be all over my house, which that would bother me pretty good. All right, so now I'm gonna make a bow. I'm gonna use this plaid bow, ribbon I mean. This is called a Bowdabra. I have the Pro Bow, which I absolutely love. And I also have the Easy Bow Maker, which I love. But sometimes I get lazy and I want to just use the Bowdabra. Alright. So you have to make sure you have the pretty side up on your bow. Now this ribbon happens to be one that you can't tell what the pretty side is, so it doesn't matter. Always make sure you measure your loops. Well, it's still a little bit big. All right. Flip it. Once you get your first loop done, it's a little easier because you can measure against that one. Now I'm going to do 4 loops. So you have, as you can see on your angel, you have this big space you want to cover. So the bigger the bow, the easier it is to cover that. So your bow holds a pretty important part in making these angels. I love when my ribbon gets twisted. All right, just one more loop. 4. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one on here. Just cut the tails even. Get a chenille stem. Some people actually add the chenille stem before they to the bottom of the bow maker, which is not a bad idea. Move that over some. That's not in the middle. Now I find it better, or easier I should say, when you're twisting on a chenille stem. I find it easier to actually twist the bow and not the chenille stem. Alright, and I always adjust the bow after I get it on. So you have 2 holes here to add the pipe cleaner through, or I call them pipe cleaners, chenille stems, whatever you want to call these things. Now, why did I do that? Sometimes you have to move the mesh out of the way to find your bow holes. So now I'm gonna twist this chenille stem under here just a little bit, because you will have to do some adjusting. The bow will definitely have to be adjusted to where you want it. I like to glue the bow, even though it's attached pretty well. I like to glue it right underneath her head, because you want it to stay up there. Once I have it glued, that's when I adjust everything, put it where I want it. Now sometimes I go through and I add another piece of ribbon underneath, or to cover up this, what you wrapped your bow in. But this time I'm going to just add a little bling, as you would call it. You could puff your bow up if you want to. Either way, either if you leave it flat or puff it out, it doesn't matter. It's all to your liking. Whatever you prefer. You could use, this is 2.5 inch ribbon. You could use 1.5 with no problem. All right, I'm wondering, see if I have just one bling, which I usually do, but of course today I don't. Let's see what this is. No, that won't work. Go to my stash and get a piece of bling out. Inevitably, whenever I do a project, I always forget to get something. Always. Just get a piece of bling. Let me see. Maybe instead of using that, we'll just use one of these. Yes, we will. Because that'll match better. And it covers more. Put lots of glue when you're using this. Might have been better to put this on last, but I guess it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to go through and dovetail these. Amazing. I got it even for, usually I have to do lots of adjusting. Looks like I have it done. What did I do with that other little piece of? Oh, there it is. So again, this angel will be available, $37.99 plus shipping. Anyone would like her. And as you can see, it doesn't matter what your board looks like because you don't see any of it. It's just meant to hold your product at a smaller level. Let me see what this measures out to. Let's see. 6 to 23. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 17 inches. 17 inches. So you can mail this perfectly in a smaller box, save on your shipping. And again, if you want these boards, they're available in my Etsy shop at Wreaths by Connie M. Let me just cut off this excess back here. I go through and Put a little bit of glue on here. You don't want anything that will scratch your customer's door. There you have it. One of my angels, one of many that I have made. I have made so many angels, and everyone is different. Everyone comes out a little bit different, but this one is really pretty. I love it. Love, love, love it. All right, guys, don't forget to go over and support. I have it on my iPad that I was reading to make sure I didn't miss anyone. I'm going to put the camera up so I could say goodbye properly. So yes, don't forget to support the other designers. Go over and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Of course, my picture's gone, so I'll have to do it by memory. You have Barb for Barb's Country Kreations. I don't know if I got that right. Let me see if I can find it, because I don't want to miss anyone. Knowing me, I will say something wrong. Something won't be right, and then I'll be mad at myself. So there we go. We have Barb with Barb's Country Kreations. I actually had it right. And Amy with 3 Princess Designs. And Nicole with Junkin and More. We have Amanda with Stella Rose Kreations. Carolyn with Nonnas Nutty Krafts. And Melissa with Buckeye Girls Wreaths and Things. Go over and subscribe and support them. Support our community. We really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed my angel. Thank you, guys. Love you. Have a great day. Rest of your day. God bless you all. Good night.